Buonasera a tutti. What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Sorry for the little distraction. My son in the background, he just woke up. Welcome to another edition of Culture with Reno Z. It is a great honor to have some fellow guests tonight. Of course, we're going to talk about Juve tonight. Then we'll leave the other teams as predictions because there's lots to talk about. It's a Juventus talk tonight, okay? Then probably might do a watch along if I'm not working. Milan Napoli. Then we will do the little recap as always. Before anything, put a like and subscribe. Let's welcome the special guest here tonight. The guests, which there's one more coming, but we'll wait for him. We have Mike Camarata from New York. How's it going, Mike?
Hey, Reno. Hey, James.
Hey, Mike.
Everything good? You ready for tonight, Mike?
Yeah, definitely ready. Yeah, I think
Definitely.
we needed that little reset. I think I'm actually looking forward to watching a Juve game for a long time.
Oh, I guess we all are. Then we got my paisano, of course, Mr. James Lapierre. How's it going, my friend?
Very good. This is the most excited I've ever been for a Juve Genoa game.
Yeah, I agree.
You know what is funny, guys? This was apparently the main event because we were all expecting to wait until the Genoa game if Moto was going to be out whatsoever. But now Moto's out. But it's still main event because we got Igor Tudor, but we'll talk all
Wait,
about it. And let's
wait,
hope for the better.
wait. Mata's out?
Did you forget?
No,
I
no.
don't
I'm
know.
excited for Mario Balotelli.
Oh, Marbella, I don't know about that, bro. Yeah,
Well,
Malta's officially out. We'll talk about it, the prawns, the good, whatsoever, and we'll keep it classy. Now, before I go on, there is some funny comments. Of course, Mario Protesto, a fellow Interista, Juve will soar to the top for with Igor to yeah, whatever makes you happy, Mario, whatever makes you happy. Then we got James answering, soar with Tudor, love it. Okay. Then we got Mr. Calvin Jones, 2-1 Genoa, Gatti, Vlahovic, Miretti. We will talk about Genoa Meretti, sorry, the background. Then, of course, my paisano, Granderino, James, and Mike Fino Lapini tomorrow at Casa Genoa. Well, I only hope at Casa Genoa. So, guys, let's. I'm still going to say, you know, a tie, but we'll wait and see what happens, and let's hope we win these games. At least Genoa. Let's try to beat them 3-0. Uh,
I like that scoreline, 3-0.
to the revised to 10. Gran Torino, who do you guys want to send this summer? We'll talk about it. I'm going to start off myself, then we'll let Mike talk. James, then I'm waiting for one of my fellow paisans to come, but we'll wait for him. So, guys, it's been a rough week for us in the good way and the bad way. Well, since last week, everybody was pissed off, because of Malta whatsoever. And then they were saying they were waiting for the general game. But then people were being impatient. And then finally, surprisingly enough, Elkan just lost his mind, fired him. And we just have to wait and see. Now we got Mr. Igor Tudor. And I know everybody's excited about his press conference whatsoever. I know me, Jim's talk about it yesterday on the chat. We have to see in campo what he's going to do. I'm pretty sure he will do great, but of course, I want to wait and see. But this is the first time after a long time that I've seen this happen with Juventus because I think what I remember watching Juventus, I think they sacked Ferrara during the season, so nobody expect that was going to happen. So,
Well,
and
actually, that. I mean, they fired Allegri too.
well, Allegri close to the end, but this guy now in March, so you know. But I was pretty shocked, to be quite honest. And we'll have to wait and see what happens. And I don't know, man, because Mota, James, no, I always said the Grande Mota whatsoever. But his record, these 9 months with us, it was really bad. By losing with what's it called? Um,
Bologna.
yeah, well, not only Bologna, but recent games with PSV. Then with
Oh,
Atalanta
Yeah.
4-0 for the first time in home since
Uh,
1960. Then
Empoli.
Malta,
yeah.
he couldn't handle the pressure. Then he was really presuntuoso. Then he wasn't get along with the, with how you call it, with the players. When you have a bad reputation with the players, that's where things is going to go very bad and sour, if you ask
I
me.
think his go-to guy was Cope Miners, and I think he played Cope Miners as a number 10, and he
Yep.
played him in the same position every time up until maybe, maybe until January. No, maybe January, maybe until February, right? And then he finally sat him down, and I think Cope Miners was actually getting frustrated with him.
Yep.
Well,
I
Cope,
think that was.
oh,
No,
go
go
ahead,
ahead. I'm
sorry.
sorry. I
No, go
think
go
Cope
ahead.
Miners
Uh,
Cope Miners was his, like, I think, ally, but I think Cope Miners was getting frustrated, and I think all he had to do, I mean, it's hindsight now. I mean, you just sit down, Cope Miners, like 10 games in, hey, maybe you need a break. But I think once you lost Cope Miners, and everything went south
Mm,
in the
yeah.
dressing
well,
room.
the thing
He
with
also,
Commanders, well, go ahead, James.
yeah, and it was interesting because I would have thought Cope Miners would be the one player that would have been like, best of luck, coach, Mister, I miss you. But he quoted that he saw very positive things this week. Maybe he's talking about how
That's what I
the
was
Dutch
gonna say.
been playing, but that was ironic. I think the only player that thanked Mota was oh my god, I can't even remember now. It was not a starter for sure. I think Bremer has said something nice about him, but I don't think too many players made much comment, which is very unusual when
Yeah.
a coach is sacked. Even if it's a bad coach, like no matter where you see some sort of outpouring of thanks and congratulations or best luck for the manager. So this was a very
Or,
interesting thing.
or I mean, these are two players that were on the outs, but I think it was when he was fired, or either when Tudor was hired. Chiesa and Danilo liked the post.
Uh,
I'm not sure
Well,
if it was
me,
the
you,
firing or the hiring.
this is like with the when Eric Ten Hag is fired and all these guys that got put on loan from Manchester United, like Greenwood and the other guy that like Rashford got put on loan to Aston Villa, and Jadon Sancho is like, finally, you're free at last. So I think it's along the same lines.
yeah, well, that's what I was gonna say about Miners. Then even the words from Giuntoli that I feel ashamed hiring Mota whatsoever, which that is a bad way to go. And yeah, Bremer said good things whatsoever.
And
But
Bangula,
man, and Mbagula, sorry,
that's the other
Mbagula.
guy.
But man, he had a bad reputation with the locker room. When you have that, non bueno, my opinion.
Yeah.
So, guys, I don't know what to say. Let's hope for the better. And wherever the decision is in the summer, they got to make it better. Either try for one more year if Tudor gets the job done. But, you know, uh, like I have so much things in my head I can forget. But
Well,
So good.
isn't it with
go ahead.
I think Tudor, if they get fourth, Juve has the option to extend his contract. Is that
Yeah.
right? If they make
Yeah,
fourth
maybe for a year.
for a year, yeah.
So, because they're saying, because Elkin is desperate, he wants Conte. But I don't know. We'll have to wait and see how is that going to work out. But besides that, boys, it's been terrible. It's been really terrible. And like I said, that was one of them trying to build a statue with Moto whatsoever. But funny enough, in the summer I said it that it was friendly games. Okay, I can give you that, but you can tell he couldn't handle the pressure. People were telling me, "Don't say that." Well, yes, the beginning was good, but then with those 13 ties, then we were the top team as defense. Even though we were in too close for the Scudetto. But the moment we lose 4-0 with Atalanta, 3-0, almost 4-0 with Fiorentina, I said, man, enough. It's enough with this guy. And, I don't wish him bad for Motta. I know a lot of Juventini are wishing him bad. They're going at him whatsoever. But I know we had to pay extra 20 million on him. But if he finds another place to coach, we don't have to worry about that extra 20 million we have to pay him. So we got Severino. Severino, are you joining or what? Like, our plans change. Sorry, Seb, I'm on my phone. I didn't see your message, but let me know when you join, bro. This is Severino.
I would like
So
to
go
footnote
ahead.
the Mota exit with one thing, and I caution that the players don't do the same thing, because I think they may have been doing a bit of this during the same time, because it's not all on Mota. Is that
Hmm.
when things went sideways or south, whatever, he's looking out the window at everybody else instead of looking in the mirror. And I think the players are doing a little bit of the same thing, because I think they have at least 70% of the ownership on this, and Mota has 30%, but always will be the manager that goes, right? So
100%. I mean, my thing is, I always, I always believe that the players are always accountable, no matter how bad the man, because the manager doesn't score the goals, the manager doesn't make the saves. It's all the players. Um, but what is telling, James, I guess we'll just foot on him out, is the Fiorentina game. You could say, all right, disharmony in the dressing room, but you could tell the players just gave up 100%. It was like they were just like, they were like ready. They clocked in and they were ready to clock out.
yeah,
Okay, hold on a second, boys. My son in the background, but we have a guest. There he is, Mr. Severino. Hold on. Seb, do you hear me, Seb? I think he has some issues. You hear me, Seb? Do you guys hear me? Or
Yeah,
you
I
hear
can
me,
hear you.
Seb?
I can see you, Steph.
Oh, okay. He's fixing. Okay, we'll continue on. He's having issues. Sorry, the background guys.
Wi-Fi
That's
in the garage.
Yeah, the connection with the phone sometimes it doesn't work. So I'm glad that mine is working. The sound looks good on my end because I've heard. Yeah,
yeah. I'm close to
sorry
my
about that.
This is the first time I'm using my laptop. The last couple times I used my phone, which was kind of a pain because I couldn't read the comments. I was like, what? So
Yeah, no, no,
ended up
don't
using.
worry. Eventually, I'm gonna buy a laptop, make it nice and fancy. So, but like I got my mic, it's helping me in my settings. Okay,
Good,
so far, so yeah.
good for you for getting this far with just your phone.
I
Wow.
know my iPad wasn't working, so it is what it is. But let's continue on. Then I ask you guys the same question. Well, Seth, if you have issues, yeah, come back on. And yeah, sorry about the background. I think this is the beauty thing having my son at the back. But I don't know. Okay, here he is again. Sorry, guys. Let's hope it works. Seth, I'm putting you in. Severino,
Ciao, ciao, ragazzi. Ciao, ciao.
Hey,
you hear
Seth.
me?
Ciao.
I am here. I am here.
Ciao.
I am here.
Beautiful, beautiful. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome Mr. Severino. Finally, after a long time, we got the two New York boys, Mike and Seb, then the Canadian, well, Italian Canadian, French Canadian James and Reno. So,
Yeah,
what's
it's like
going on,
tagging.
Seb?
What's up, boys? What's going on? What's everybody talking about? What did we do? We got a new coach? What did we get? A new coach?
I
We're
guess
talking
you're happy
Sure.
about it.
how
Yeah.
many goals Mario Balotelli is going to score on us tomorrow.
Oh man. James, by the way,
Hey.
I am so happy to be on with you. Like I'm so happy to finally like bullshit with you. Like we've spoken so much and this is so much fun. So much fun.
I
But you,
always.
you know what? You know what happened before I continue on? I was thinking you two guys, Mike and you said, because Mike has been telling me to come and So I didn't have a chance because I've been busy, but they just want to call because you were here. So it's funny how you said that. So it should be a good night to remember, boys. So
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
oh yeah, we have Luca Bertoli from Italy. Ciao ragazzi, Gopi che si dice? E che si dice Gopi? Caro Luca, siamo alla frutta, speriamo che domani si vince. Tu che dici, caro Luca? Now I'm answering to Luca. He's a fellow subscriber from Italy. I think it's like 3 in the morning, 5 in the morning. So, Seth, I will ask you what we said at the beginning, about the situation about Mota leaving, about Tudor. What are your thoughts in all combination? Starting with Mota leaving, then you say your thoughts about Tudor, because I think everybody was happy what Tudor had to say. Finally, we have some Juventus DNA. So, go ahead, Seth. I'll let you talk. And I put on mute
Um.
because my son is being a cock at the background. Go ahead, Seth.
um. Okay. So the Thiago Motta thing. It's not a secret. I was not a fan of him coming to Juve. Everybody knows I wanted Italiano, which I don't mean to start saying I told you so, but I kind of did. Look at him now and Bologna and all this stuff that he's doing. But that's who I wanted. But at the same time, I was just more anti Allegri. Like I just wanted Allegri out. I think it was his time to go. Um, but at the end of the day, I bought into Thiago. There were moments of Thiago Motta that I really liked. I'm sorry. I love the high possession. I loved parts of the game where I thought we were really good. But what lost me with Thiago Motta was he lost the connection with the players. He lost the locker room. He just lost that motivation, that connection with them. They lost it with him. And that's when I said, that's it. This has gotta go. And I kind of felt it after, when I felt it, to be honest with you, after the Milan game in the Supercoppa. That's when I really started to feel this team. They're not with him anymore. They're not. They're gone. He's playing for a tie or whatever the fuck he was doing. I started to feel it, and then that all goes with that. But that press conference yesterday, boys, with Tudor, I got a little choked up. I have to tell you, when he started bringing up stuff about Del Piero and Zidane and the story with Thuram's father, that was beautiful to me. That was beautiful. Like I was just like, this guy gets it. This guy gets the Juventinità. Like he gets that Juventus fucking grinta shit. Like he gets that. So I loved it. I loved it. But yeah, that's my take.
That's your right. But you know what is funny, Seth? Because last year, me and Michael were talking. I'm same as you, like everybody wanted Allegri out. Was so happy about Mota. But my camarada said Mota's not going to last long whatsoever. And we're here in March, and pretty much you said the same thing. He called it. He called it. He called about Chiesa. I know you're gonna bite me alive about Chiesa.
Yeah,
Said
I
so.
have a little rant about that Chiesa thing too,
Sorry,
by the
guys.
way. Go ahead.
Background.
But no, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, sorry. The baby's hungry. The wife is happy because Canucks are kind of winning, and so they're not okay. So sorry, guys. Steph, go ahead. Go ahead, bro.
No, I was gonna say supposedly Liverpool wants Cambiasso, right? That's what I'm hearing today. Can we do a
Yeah,
Yes,
trade?
that's what.
Can
Yeah,
we trade Cambiasso and get Chiesa?
well,
Hey,
I think that makes sense
go
because
ahead,
I
Mike.
think they I'm sorry, Seb. They got Liverpool. Trent Alexander-Arnold is leaving. He's going to
Yeah,
Madrid, which makes perfect sense.
yeah. They need a fullback. They need a fullback, man.
Yeah, and the high
I will
press
tell
works
you
for
this.
him.
I love Cambiasso, but it meant us getting Chiesa back. Oh my god.
Ray, we've played Chiesa and fullback before. Why not again?
Yeah, right.
But you know what? You know what about Chiesa? The reason why my wife is not watching Juventus because Chiesa's not around, first of all. Second, I know me, Sev, and Mike, the two New York boys, were attacking me about Chiesa. But you know what, guys? After what I'm seeing between Mota, get rid of all these players, even the shit that he said to Hussein, we saw recently what he said to him, which that is not acceptable. But Sev called the shots, even Mike last year. I think James. I'm not, but these two call the shots. We don't know what's happened in the background, Reno. You cannot put the blame on Chiesa. And guess what? After hearing what Giuntoli is doing whatsoever, boys, we got to be real, man.
Well,
Giuntoli,
yeah.
it has been way too much. And to be honest, I will love to have him back because we need him at the national team because the national team is not doing that great without him. So, and the Liverpool fans were mad that Kez did not play against PSG.
Yeah, I don't know what that coach is doing. I don't know what that coach is doing, to be
Yeah, but
honest
even
with
the
you.
last game with Newcastle, the FA Cup, whatever, they were mad, which he did score, Kez, but it was offside. So I have,
Well,
like you told me, Sev, that a Mike, Reno, we're gonna talk about it next year. So I give you guys props, and I have to be honest. Right now, I want Kesa back. You might bite my tongue, but I know where did the mistake. So I'm gonna be quite honest with you.
Well, I think he was our most dynamic player last year. Dynamic. In fact, that was my daughter's favorite player. She doesn't even watch Juve, as of late. But they were dynamic. And about the money they spent this season, and I know we went back and forth with Chiesa, me and Reno, but give him a little bit more money, Chiesa. Maybe he's not going to play that much. Who knows? But you pretty much got rid of your best player last year, which made zero sense. And you're in a rebuild mode. And what did we get? What did we rebuild, guys?
Well, look, I mean, I brought up the Chiesa thing as a joke more because everybody knows in these chats and everything that I'm a Chiesa
Yeah, a Kesa lover,
aficionado.
as I said. I am too.
Um, but I will tell you this. I think he needs a reconnect himself too. Like I think that Chiesa in Liverpool, it's so funny how when everything was going down, everybody kept saying, "Oh, nobody wants him, nobody wants him, nobody wants him," but he wound up on the best team in the world. That's the best team in the world. Liverpool is
Oh
the
yeah.
number one team in the world. So it's just like so funny how like everybody's getting their ass bitten that the best team in the world wanted him, but they're not playing him. Why? Because they also have one of the best wingers in the world in Mo Salah. So was he an
Wow.
asshole? Was he an asshole too? Whoa, whoa, whoa,
Was
whoa. James, what is it? What is it? What is it?
Well, I think Chiesa would play the other side, and he'd be more fighting with Luce Diaz for minutes.
But the only one he
Mm,
goes in for when he go in is for Salah.
Yeah, to be honest, I think that Chiesa has great talent, but there's something there with his attitude and his demeanor towards the management, towards the fan, wherever he's played, and it's
Oh,
created a
I
poor
100%
career.
agree. I think that there
okay,
was a
And
we all agree
disconnect
on that.
between
and,
him
and
and
I
Giuntoli.
will I will equate it like I don't know who's a boxing fan here, but what's his name? Oh my God, Mexican guy, best one of the best boxers of all time. Um,
Carnelo.
no, not Canelo.
Uh,
Before Canelo fought his son, and his son is got the
I don't
talent.
remember
He just doesn't have the drive.
the famous Mexican
Oh
guy.
my
No,
God,
not
I'm
Carnelo.
Oscar De La Hoya.
no. Not Camacho. Anyways,
You're
doesn't
not talking
matter.
about you're not talking about Pacquiao.
No. Anyways, doesn't matter. So this guy is the best in the '90s, late '80s, etc. Then he has a
Oh, okay.
son that comes up, and his son, same amount of talent, but he comes from the money that his dad made, and he's got the talent, just doesn't put it together. This is the same thing with Chiesa. He's got a silver spoon in his mouth, so it's affected him his whole career.
Yeah,
Like
I
for
think I,
sure, he's got the talent.
I think it goes
Go ahead,
both ways,
Seth.
though, James. I think it goes both way in the
Mhm.
sense of Giuntoli had a beef with him. There was something between
Yeah,
him,
definitely.
Giuntoli, and
That's what I
Motta. I
said.
think the three of them, something, there was bad beef there. Because it doesn't make sense, even in Motta's system, to not want a winger like that.
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
It just
And
doesn't make sense. Like, something had to
but
be discussed at one point and said, oh, what, you don't come back on defense enough, or you don't do this, or you. It's bullshit. To me, it's bullshit because I've seen there's a lot of other wingers across the world that, like, if you look at Rafael at Leao, if you look at Vinny Jr., if you look at these kind of wingers, Varazkelia, all of these guys, what do you think? They're trekking back all the time? They're not
Wait,
trekking back that
or
much.
or
no.
or
you
Mbappe
made a
when he was
really good point, though.
with PSG, he didn't backtrack.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but you made a good point, Seth.
yeah.
You made a good point. You brought up Rafael Leao. If they put Rafael Leao on the market right now, how much do you think Milan would get for him, and where do you think he would go? Do you
Not
think he
that
Not as
would be
much
much.
as not as
Chiesa?
much as he would have like a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
Exactly, and he didn't blow his knee out. Like, so it's a
Yeah,
little similar thing here. I think there's something to it. Allegri was done with him, and I think Giuntoli, as much as he didn't like Allegri, I think he wants to support his managers and
Well,
over the.
that's what I said. It all comes from Juntli, man, because Elkan, as we're hearing, he wants to fire him. So, like I said at the beginning, starting this conversation with Sev and Mike, they were giving me a hard time last year. You know, it all starts from him because what he has been doing, it's been pretty bad. And even the players like Hussein, now Real Madrid wants him. Like, it's been a little bit too much. Then like Mike said, he wants Kiesa back because his daughter likes him. Then I want Kiesa back because my wife likes Kiesa. She's not watching Juventus because she says they're caca without Kiesa. You know what I mean? But jokes on the side, we need him so he can play the national team too. Because we look at our national team, it's bad. But before I continue on,
well,
there's some interesting comments. 1 second, Seb, I'll get you on.
yeah,
There's Anthony. He always gives good points. Liverpool have a lot of good wingers. Jota, Diazzo, Gatsbo, etc. He must have known it would have been hard to break into that team. Exactly. It was a career. It was a career mistake going to Liverpool. Well, I remember even 2 years ago, Chiesa wanted to go to Liverpool, but then he says something interesting here. A question, then you guys can answer. I was never excited about Malta. Chiesa's goal in the Carabao Cup final counted. They lost 2-1. Yes. Well,
Yeah,
then the calls there was bad. But then there's Luca Bertoli. Secondo me, coach giusto per questo momento è Tudor. The right coach is
yeah.
Tudor because we have to thank Tudor because he came 10 hours away from Croatia and, and he's doing this a favor. I'm pretty sure if they don't accept him, if things don't go, or if they're thinking to get a bit better coach whatsoever, you accept that. But it's a good thing. Even one of our paisanos, Alberto, said on his videos as well. Then we got Anthony. Case of goal did count, and even though Liverpool lost, okay,
right
we
back.
talk about the
Yeah,
fixture.
it was
So
2-0. It was 2-0, and then he made it 2-1. But he came in like the 80th minute or whatever the frig it was. It was late when he came in.
yeah, but the Liverpool fans, even guys at work, the Liverpool fans, they were mad because they didn't put kids at the PSG game, at the FA Cup at the beginning. They probably could have won with PSG. So I
Yeah,
don't know. There was a lot of bad.
there's something with that coach too that he never plays him. He doesn't play him. He really doesn't.
I mean, I like I had
Go
for
ahead.
over at and I have Peacock to watch the EPL games. I was hoping
Yeah,
to watch a lot of
me
Chiesa,
too.
and like you were saying, so there's just something with the coach. Like I heard rumors
Yeah,
that Chiesa was actually practicing with the youth team. So
yeah, yep. I saw that in the
it
beginning. Right? Yes, I remember that. Before he got hurt, they had him on that team. But like I said, I think that Giuntoli is the one who messed it up with Juve. But then Chiesa, look, what player is not going to want to go to? You know, it's the number one team in the world.
At the time, it wasn't though. At the time, it was not really looking good for them. Like they had a shit season last year, really bad.
Oh
Yes and
yeah, for
no.
sure.
Well, that was going to be a
It's still an
transition year
iconic club.
because Klopp
For
left.
sure, they're an iconic club, but as a Juventus player, as a Juventino, I don't know that that's your main destination that you've got
I
picked out.
know whatever they did to us, the fans. I get it. Yeah, I know your point.
Yeah, and Arne Slot's done amazing with the team for a guy who's come in and taken over for a guy like Klopp. Like I don't know. I think there's you guys
Yeah,
will
but
never
James,
agree with me on
look at the
this.
players. Look at the players he's got. Like
Yeah,
it's an insane squad. The squad is
it,
ridiculous.
it's not that crazy of a squad though. They're nowhere near as deep as City. They're nowhere near as deep as oh my god, like Chelsea. They have a lot of guys that they patchwork together over the years, and a lot of guys that are aging, like Salah coming back at like 34 or whatever it is, and popping in as many goals as he has. It's just dumb luck. Like that's crazy. It's a contract year too, so
Yeah.
I think the plan actually was for, they were figuring, this was going to be a transition year.
Mhm.
Salah would be so good, and Chiesa was going to be the guy that would, because for EPL he came in the cheap, and Chiesa would be the guy, the bridge, for to get Liverpool over the hump. Not this year, but get them in contention next year. And I think Salah's explosion just kind of left, just sidelined him.
Yeah, and he wasn't
Sorry,
getting along with Salah was not getting along with Klopp towards the end. So maybe Slot has a better way of managing him. And I would say this: Manchester United got the wrong bald Dutch guy.
Sorry,
Yeah.
guys. The wife is getting excited because the Canucks score 6-6. So we're gonna see some overtime. So if you see any excitement at the background with my son yelling and my wife, don't get mad. So
It's all
continue.
good.
Sorry, James. Continue,
Right.
James. Sorry. So okay, let's go through some comments. We got Gio. The rumors of not getting Conceição permanently is disgraceful. Yes, I agree because Conceição non si tocca. He's the only player that reminds me of that kid, especially when he comes as a great impact. Well, because with Tudor, with the assist he's making, so I hope they don't
Yeah,
get rid of this kid.
I don't know. I don't know how much Sao is going to play if we do this 3-4-2-1 or 3-4-1-2, whatever the hell we're going to do with Tudor. It's not really winger based. It's not
Yeah.
a winger based system. It's more of a wing back system, and then just put the two forwards up top. So it's
Well, we
tricky.
got
I mean,
Anthony. Go ahead.
yeah, go ahead.
No, sorry, Seth. Go ahead, because Anthony is saying the same
No, I
thing.
was just
Go
saying
ahead.
in a 3-5-2 or a 3-5-2-1 or a 3-4-3 or whatever we're gonna do with Tudor. He did say in the press conference he's gonna try to do what he can with the players he does. Now you can't just leave Imbangula, Nico Gonzalez, and Conceição on the bench every game because they don't fit the system. I don't think he's gonna do that. I really don't.
No, he said he was going to play to the players.
Yeah, exactly, James. Like that's what I'm
great.
saying. Like
That's most
Which goes
refreshing
back
thing
to
I've
like
heard
a
in
a
4
man
years.
manage.
What's that, Mike?
Yeah, it's like go back into like man manage. See the potential of the players you have, and you build around that, and then you have your system that you kind of patch together.
right. So tomorrow's going to be interesting. On everybody's like, well, if you look at every site, they're all saying he's going right away with the 3-4-3 or 3-4-2-1 or whatever it is. I wouldn't be surprised if he still goes with a 4-3-3, a straight flat 4-3-3, just because
You
of
never
the
know.
type of it's his first game, and our team right now is set up to play with a 4-man backline. That's what it's set up to do.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So we don't know.
And
Weah, for example, Weah and McKennie right now in the 3-5-2 don't really kind of have a place on this team.
Yeah. Well, it is a main event, like I said at the beginning, because of the rumors of Mota being sacked or not, but he got left. But we'll see what happens. I'm going for a tie because every time I'm convinced Juventus win, like I wish Tudor will do a good job, but we'll see what happens. So going through the comments, and I'll let Mike and James and we do a turnaround. And I start with Seth, James. Okay, yeah, I've wanted Tudor at the club for years. I was a big fan of his Hellas Verona. I was a big fan too, Anthony. Particularly that season, Sofian Arbad had. The time of his appointment is an ideal for him, though. I know, but we'll see what happens. From a Milanista, Anthony, Tudor understands the DNA of Juventus. Okay, correct. So I'm not surprised that Elkan hired him for you guys. Well, he hired him because he was concerned about the top four. Instead of worry about the Ferrari, that Bacala, Elkan, I know Jim's is going to attack me about Elkan. He should have done this before. But we'll talk about me, James, about Elkan. Don't worry. PSG Liverpool should have won 5-1 over both leagues. Okay. Juve corner cast, my paesan. These bacalas in the management need to go. Thank you. Let's get a new management. Me, Reno, Seth, James will take over Juventus. Imagine. Problem solved. Yeah, I think we will do a wonderful job. Then we have Anthony. Arne Slot was another coach I really liked. His Fener side played very direct dynamic football. I remember Mr. Number One, Mourinho, beat at the Conference League with Roma. I don't know why he wasn't on Juventus side. Juventus are never going to take a coach outside of Italy. Then we have
That's
Baba
some
Tunes.
guys.
1 second, boys. Kiss is not a smart player. He was let go from Juventus because he was a bad egg causing trouble in the locker room. Like I said, my friend, it was even Giuntoli because we heard after all this nonsense was happening, Giuntoli Mota, did the situation. And are you new in the channel? Subscribe, my friend. Sorry, guys. The background, I get this close. Melon, ciao tutti. James Latier. Melon, don't say a word to Seb. Fight Bravo. James, yo, okay. 30-minute redeem to close so okay. Oh my God, Melon. Okay, you guys been talking.
This is
Yeah, I've
good.
been waiting. Winning tomorrow is so important. The team needs to get off the right foot tomorrow. Losing will be a disaster. Exactly. I don't know what will happen, but the players must have fire. Tomorrow, they need a freaking win. No excuses. 3-0 tomorrow. Enough losing with these small teams, guys. I agree with you, Anthony. Well said, guys. Guys, here he is. Sorry. Seb, he's gonna start with you, Seb. I know. If you're not gonna be a good boy, Melon, I'm gonna put you timeout. I'm telling you right now. Then we have a new. You're in the channel, my friend. Let's hope we see a Juve with pure will and fear spirit combined with passion for the Sporting Cup. Well, I hope so too. If you're in the channel, my friends, like and subscribe. Guys, I'll let you talk about what you think about tomorrow's game. I'll start off with Mike, James, and Seth. I put the mic. Sorry about my son. So, Mike, go ahead.
Uh,
Let me know your
I,
thoughts.
I think we're gonna do good, and I think it would be good to have two strikers up top. Let's see what happens. And and I think I'm kind of excited because remember Tudor did coach. He was the assistant with Pirlo, and I think he was more so a coach because he had the license and Pirlo didn't coaching license that is. So I think I'm very confident that we could actually win the next 10 games. And remember, we have a game at hand with Bologna. So I think I'm the most excited I've been all year. Well, maybe except for the first 10 games, I'm guessing. Um, but let's see what happens. I think we have a shot at fourth. What do you guys think?
That's a good point, Mike. So I have my son here. Orazio, say hi. With me, it's okay. You better stop screaming, Orazio. Okay, sorry, guys. Let's continue on. James,
Yeah,
go
James.
ahead.
I'm going to say we're going to do a 2-0. It's going to be the honeymoon, and then we'll see some bumps along the road for sure. I don't think we'll win every single game, but for sure this game I think we'll get the new coach bump.
Beautiful. I say 3-0. So let's hope for the better, and let's hope if he does good. If there's a chance, let Mr. Tudor continue on. Seth, go ahead.
Number one, I'm gonna comment onto Melon over here. Why can't you have the freedom in the community? Gosh, because you're a pain in the ass is what is the reason. Number
Yeah,
one.
number one.
Number two, I agree with James in that sense where I don't think we're gonna go 2-0. I think we're gonna get a goal tomorrow. I think we will. I'm more curious tomorrow to see how this team reacts because he said this in the press conference yesterday where he said that the team is upset obviously because when you fire a coach it's not just on the coach. Like we all wanted Mota out, right? Like we were all like, okay, this guy's lost complete control of this team. The team looks like shit. But the team is going to say, holy shit, like we got this guy fired. Now add that to the fact of Tudor bringing a new sense of life into the team, and a little injection, a little bit of grinta, a little bit of juventinidad. I think that's going to help a little bit. It's going to push everybody up a little bit to say, hey, guys, we got to get it done. So with that being said, I'm going to go 2-1 tomorrow. My prediction.
2-1.
2-1. But I think that it's just going to be more for us fans, more of a entertaining thing to see how they play. Are we still going to have 70% possession?
Let's hope not.
You know what I mean? Like, are we still going to play? Because
The Catenaccio bullshit.
yeah, like, look, I liked the high possession, to be honest with you. I was one of the few guys who actually liked it because I couldn't stand Allegri ball where we held no possession and only played on the counters. So I liked that aspect of Motta's game, but I don't want to go back to that tomorrow or next week, whatever. Like, I don't want to see us playing only counterattacks. But from Tudor's comments in the press conference, it sounds like he's the kind of guy, and he said it, and I loved it. It was like my favorite part of the press conference. He goes, if we're up a goal, why can't we score another goal? I want to score another goal. If we're up 1-0,
Exactly.
why can't we be up 2-0? And that was like my favorite part of his press conference on yesterday when I watched it. So
No, I totally agree with you. And me, James, were talking about this yesterday because everybody was getting excited what Tudor said. But James said, in campo, we have to wait and see. But Millen here, the little funny guy, will play well and then and do 2-0 at halftime. Then it will fall apart. Jay will score 2 bad goals in the last 5 minutes, finish 2-2. Then I will hear Gio say to the what? Let's calm down. Let's not put the negativity, guys. Like I said 1-1, but I definitely won at 0-0. Sorry, at 3-0 because if he can put the green like he did with Verona and what's it called, the Lazio, he did play. He did beat us at some point, I think, last year with Lazio, if I'm not mistaken. So let's give this kid credit. Here we go, Melvin. This isn't negativity. This is Melon, stop it, or else I'm gonna time you up, man. You're too much. Let's move on.
I don't think we're going to give up 2 bad goals. I think if you look at the season with all these ties, whenever we were up, the team at some point was like, okay, something bad's going to happen now. We were up,
Yeah,
and we would always.
that's
give
why
the
I'm
goal.
concerned, right? But let's hope, Mr. Kalma too, my friend, not you. Okay, if you don't stay quiet, you're gonna be timeout. Anyways, moving on to my next question. I know they're saying that they're gonna keep Tudor till the end of the Club World Cup. I know a bunch of you guys are going, which Severino's gonna go to the Club World Cup. James, are you going to the Club World Cup?
No, I'll be welcoming my second son at that time, so it won't work for me.
Really?
Yeah.
Congratulations. Is this true?
Aguri,
Really?
James.
I didn't know that, bro. Congratulations,
I
buddy.
don't advertise. I don't advertise, but yeah, we can't
No, but
make.
you said it. He's having this. Yeah, yeah. Voice says congratulations. Awesome. Okay, so moving on about the Club World Cup because he might be the last. Well, if he's going to be the last or not, if they decide to get another coach, because that's what Elkan is thinking, because he's desperate. He wants Conte. Who do you guys want? My dream is Klopp. I don't think it's going to happen, but do you think Conte is going to come if they decide, after the Club World Cup, if they decide they want to do a top coach? Let's start with Sev, then James, then Mike. Sev.
I think personally the Conte thing, as much as I would like it, I think it's so not realistic because of where Conte
Mm.
is now. I think De
Mm.
Laurentiis is gonna. It's the same thing as these Osimhen rules, these Osimhen rumors. Like this guy's not gonna make anything easy for us. Nothing, zero, and especially Conte. I don't see it at all. I I read some interesting things today about
Go ahead.
Mancini. That supposedly Chiellini really wants Mancini as well. Um, and that supposedly the only reason that Elkan went with Tudor is because Tudor was the only one agreeing to do this like interim coach type thing where Mancini wanted like guaranteed 2 years or whatever, where it was going to cost less money. Little by little, I'm going to start agreeing with Reno where Elkan is starting to be the problem in this organization.
Bravo. Finally.
Yeah,
James, what do you got to say about that? You're going to
he
attack
really
us?
is.
Well, no, we can wait for that. We can wait for that.
Okay, wait for that.
I don't defend Elkin. I don't defend Elkin, Reno. What you don't understand is I
Come
just
on, but you do on the chats.
no. I
Come on,
don't try
bro.
to defend him. I try to
I know you're trying to
explain
be realistic.
what his job is as the CEO of a company that has board members that own shares, right? And if your team is tanking or overspending and not bringing in the same amount of money as it spends, you're going to ask for that person to be fired. So he's just looking out for his own ass. But as far as the next coach for Juventus, I would say it's got to be a wait and see because Igor Tudor is like the Timu or Wish Antonio Conte without having to deal with De Laurentiis. So I'll hope that Tudor is successful and just stays.
Yeah.
That it's
Yeah, me
starting
too.
over again. And if we have to start over again, let's go for Vanni Sartini. I don't really care at that point. So
Well, every year it was the same thing with this guy. I know zero. I know. Sorry, the wife is getting excited with the Canucks. They're on shootouts, so if you hear her screaming, but the thing is,
they'll
with
never win
Elkan,
tell her to stop getting excited. They'll never win the cup.
James said, start getting excited because they never win the cup. Well, Montreal,
Yeah.
you should
Well, they
shut up.
didn't win in 1994. That one I know.
Oh, stop it, guys! I watched that game. Don't even start with the New York Rangers. You guys beat us recently. I said you guys are better team. Relax. Seth, fight bravo. Por favor, right? Or else you're gonna get from my
Guys,
wife.
I was at that parade. I was 13 years
Uh,
old at that
I was
parade.
9 years old. I was at home when you guys win.
Yeah, I was
I had
probably
friends at the parade
13.
here, but it was in like a parade, like burning cars and stuff.
I will say, my wife became a fan of the Canucks because of Pavel Bure, which was probably the best player I've
Really?
seen.
Wow.
He was explosive.
Yeah, he was great.
Well, around that time, Bure was ridiculous. He was.
Oh, he
I
was
hated
insane.
him. I
Yeah.
hated him. I couldn't stay out. And
Yeah.
again, I was 13 in '94.
Okay, to
But yeah,
cover up.
I was at the parade. I still have the hat. I still have the
Okay,
shirt when they won.
Severino. Let's calm down. You talk with the Canucks fan here. Well, two, because my wife is gonna get mad. Oh, yeah, she's getting mad because the guy saved it. Anyways, to talk about Conte, which is funny, I was talking with the famous fellow Napolitan of ours from New York, Dom. He believes that he's not going to leave Conte whatsoever, but he does want Juve. He can leave anytime he wants. Because if they call him tomorrow, boom, boom. You know what I mean? he will come to Juve. But let's wait and see. There's no choices, you know
Conte,
me.
I think
Go
that
ahead.
Conte, I think that Conte would come to Juve tomorrow. He would leave
Yeah, that's what I'm
Napoli.
saying.
He would leave Napoli tomorrow to come to us. The problem is
That's
that
what I'm
he's now
saying.
owned, but he's now owned by that piece of shit over there. So we
Hey,
have.
I was talking, with Dom. He was defending this, which apparently Dom is gonna come to my channel.
How could you
Dom, if he's,
defend that person?
Yeah.
you gotta talk to this guy. Dom,
And
the
guys,
famous.
you want to know the scary part? I'm from Napoli, like, but how could you defend this guy?
I don't know. That's it.
There isn't a bigger piece of garbage in Italy than this guy. There really isn't. Like, he's such a piece of. Oh,
His,
there's
cou-
there's
his
there's
cousin.
kids in the live. I don't want to curse too much.
There you go, Seth. Hey, we beat New Jersey. Oh, we saved. Okay, we still have a chance, man.
Oh, shut up, this guy. Yeah. Okay.
We
Well,
have
you
Mirko
got.
from Texas. Mirko, buonasera. Go ahead, Mike. Sorry, there's a little bit of
Well, yeah.
excitement with the
I
Bucks.
mean, Conte is
Go
just
ahead.
unrealistic. Anyway, even if he was, he's a, look at this Napoli team. He runs teams into the ground. He doesn't shift players around. It's not a good fit for this team. This needs a transition. From what I have read and heard, Tudor is going to see it out. Because those last 9 games, and maybe come back. But I think that the Tudor was the one to get in there right away, and then they're going to work out things with Mancini. I think because they do want a new coach in place for the Club World Cup, and I think Mancini is. Maybe he can remake himself after Italy. They need someone who can take charge in the dressing room. The players respect, and I think he can. He's a player's manager. So I think that's the only coach that's out there. And I think that I think that's you probably Mancini. There's no one else out there.
The problem with Man City, a lot of fans don't want him because whatever happened with Calciopoli whatsoever. Maybe that's one of the reasons why Elkan said no because he doesn't want to deal with the fans. So I don't know. For me, I don't care. Like, Mancini is like it or not, he's a Juventino. Sorry, guys, and yeah, we'll see. Because those who whatever he said, 2006 whatsoever, but they're professionals. So like, come on, guys.
So
But
many
we'll
years.
wait and see. James, your thoughts. Then we'll close it up after this.
I don't really consider Mancini that great of a pickup, to be honest. Like, unless you're going for like a really good coach, like a Klopp or a Zidane or whatever, I think that Tudor is in the same league as the other guys like Conte and stuff that you're talking about. He's not as proven, but he doesn't also have as much baggage. So, he's had some like disputes and stuff with ownership in Lazio and stuff like that, but it's Lotito, it'll happen, right? So,
Yeah.
but yeah, like I said, he's the Timu Conte, and he can prove himself to be better than Conte. He has the opportunity, and as much as everybody here wants to ride Elken, and don't ride him too hard, he might like it.
We need Agnelli back. Enough with this Come man. He's doing terrible at the Ferrari. Come on, he fired the whole staff, bro.
Hold on, let me finish.
I understand what James is saying. I don't care if
He's holding.
Elkin is there just to sell cars, and he's beholden to
Yeah.
that. So, and
He's
he
holding
did give-
people accountable though by having the contract set up the way it is for Tudor. So that's when you have people perform. We're talking about Salah and his contract here. That's when you see people perform, and it's just human nature, right? So I like that they set it up that way. It's a good business decision. It's not the decision that Giuntoli would have made. He would have gotten Mancini in for more money and probably less results. Yeah. And we're in a better spot, and we have an out if Tudor sucks. So
to piggyback off of James, just to piggyback off of James, I think that you nailed it, James. It's the only thing I'll add to it is that for some reason like I think this ties into the whole Agnelli rumors because
Yes.
Elkan is just it's like money with him. Like, are the books gonna be okay? Are we gonna make Champions League? Are we gonna how far are we gonna get in Club World Cup so we can get close to that supposed 100 and something million that we're gonna get? So I think with him it's all about show me the money, like give me the results so I have the money to justify all of this. Now, on the contrary to that, you talk about these coaches like Klopp and Zidane and Conte. These are guys that want players there, like they want their players. We
Mhm.
can't afford those players. We can't.
I
Right
say
now,
it all the time.
we can't go get Osimhen. And I love how everybody's talking about Tonali. There is no fucking way we can afford Tonali right now. Like, I love this. Every day I hear oh, Tonali, he's the number one target for Juventus. In what world? In what world is Juventus affording Tonali? How?
I
You don't get
wish.
Coop and you don't get Louise, and you spend it on him. But
But that's my point. Like, we're trying to cut even on Douglas D's or we're trying to make money on Cambiaso. Guys, I'm telling you right now, I go on these lives all the time. I'm part of the AJC. I go on all the time. If this
Big up
team
to him.
if this team sells Kenan Yildiz, I'm out. I'm out. I'm
I
Mm.
out.
don't blame you.
Yeah,
I'm
I
like
was gonna
that's
say
when
that,
I'm
but
like I let it go with Chiesa. I'm gonna let it go with Vlahovic because Vlahovic is being a prick and won't lower his salary. Fine, I'll let it go. If we
Yeah.
sell Cambiaso and Yildiz, what are we doing here? What are we
if
I
doing?
know it's too
I'm
much.
with you as long as it's less than 100 mil, 100 mil or up.
Well, dude, anybody at 100 mil, I'll sell you for 100 mil. Like
Sweet.
like,
I'm worth it. Trust me.
Okay, guys, I'm gonna close it up. I just want to close it up with this comment. Did Inter fans complain about Conte after his words on May 5th? Famoso cinque maggio. No. Maybe, but they became winners under him. Cachopa is in the past. Always hate Hinter, Rossi, Moratti, not the players in which I agree with you. But in Italy they have this way because if Mancini ever comes to Juve, I don't know the reaction is going to be with the Curva Sud, all that kind of stuff. So moving on, the last comments was, and I'm going to wrap it up because it is there in the time in my hand. We need to sign Van Dijk. I wish Salah, San, Bibi, Boo Boo. Then we win the trouble. Free signings masterclass. I wish. When we win the Club World Cup, we'll sign Tonali. Probably.
yeah.
So, guys, that's my take. Thank you all. Sorry, I gotta go, or else the wife is gonna. Because she's already mad that the Canucks lost. It is dinner time. So, thank you again. Guys, you can stay per 5 minuti dopo. Guys, thank you all in the chat. Mike, pleasure. James, a pleasure. Of course, Mr. Severino, always a pleasure. Thanks for coming. Put these likes and subscription. And until then, Forza Juve, a casa Genoa. Bada bim, e boom, 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 bada boom.